So United have 3 wins in a row, which after that Brentford defeat seemed impossible. Many have put this run down to just sheer confidence, but I think that's far too simple. And if anything, it's disrespectful to Amorim. I've not been his biggest fan to say the least, but he does deserve a lot of credit for our recent run. Because yes, the vibes are starting to return, and confidence will obviously play its part, but Amorim has done a lot of what people have asked of him. Week in, week out now, he's starting to tweak his system a little bit to set up properly for the opposition. It seemed like last season we were going into games playing exactly the same way and just expecting different results. What has he done then? Well, I'm going to break it down in today's video, and I'm also going to look at the long-term situation for United as well. As always, guys, drop a like if you enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into it.
Let's go.
I'm going to start off talking about the out of possession stuff, as this is where United really did have the most troubles throughout the course of this season. We were playing with 5 defenders, but it never really seemed that way. We were giving away a lot of high quality shots on our goal, and Amorim continually played the same way through the opening part of the season. That 5-2-3 mid-block was in full flow. It was there for the draw up against Fulham, the defeat up against City, and the defeat up against Brentford as well. What am I talking about then? Well, in the instances up against Fulham, we saw particularly Amorim most of the time get an acre of space in order to pick up the ball and run on United's back line. He even talked about it himself after that game up against United, how Fulham really capitalised on United's system.
We knew that we would be able to get behind their 2 midfields and the 3 centre-backs wouldn't want to jump, so we exploited that today.
Again, up against Man City, the first goal summed everything up. Foden with far too much time to turn and then pick a ball out further forward, as United's back line weren't aggressive enough. And then a little bit later on, then again, Rodri this time, far too much time on the ball in order to pick out that pass. Doku, with that space in between the midfield and the defence, it's just an absolute shambles from United on the day. And then to top it all off then up against Brentford, you got the front 3 pressing aimlessly, while one simple pass can get Brentford's full-back in that much space. Again, another calamity. And United were even trying to press in that sort of 5-2-3 shape as well, and it just really was not working. The front 3 were doing so much needless running, and you can see far too many times United's players showing visible frustration, as Amorim was doing in this instance. United just didn't really seem to know what they were doing out of possession. So United had to stop trying to press in the 5-2-3 first and foremost, and we've done that in the last few games now. It was clear that Amorim then had 2 options. You either sit in the 5-4-1 mid-block and play on the counter, much like what Palace are doing, or you use the 4-4-2 shape to press the opposition a lot more effectively. We've seen both of these systems used throughout the course of last season, but Amorim kept going away from them. We saw then, particularly up against Liverpool, the 5-4-1 being used. We did ride our luck in that game. They did have a few chances. But overall for United, it was much more compact. Then against Sunderland and Brighton, it was that 4-4-2 that made the return. And particularly against Brighton, United tried to press, and we even got some very nice high turnovers from these situations that did even result in goals for United. Brighton did have some initial joy up against United. None of what I'm talking about right now is going to be perfect, but it was much more aggressive, what I've been calling for throughout the course of this season, and it was much better from United. Again, what am I talking about? Well, straight away up against Brighton, the intent from United's centre-backs were there. Shaw would follow Ruta whenever he would drop into these sort of positions, and then you can see again then, De Ligt, even from that centre-back spot, using the added mobility that he's got is why he's preferred to Maguire. He's there pressing Welbeck when he starts to drop deep for the ball as well. United then going very man-to-man. You are risking, obviously, having that 1v1 on the back line, but Euro does enough here. United win the ball back, and very dangerous situation for us. If you're going to press, these are the sort of risks you're going to have to take. United, I thought, did very, very well up against Brighton overall. It wasn't perfect. The wing-back of United can still get pinned, and then we do allow the opposition out far too easily sometimes. In this instance, the ball goes into Baleba. He plays a little bounce pass out wide to Dunk, and then Dunk can easily progress that ball as Ahmad is pinned on that touchline then. So United don't quite rotate enough, and then you do allow that easy progression out. But then United do get back into that settled position very quickly though. So even though you do allow Brighton out, we weren't allowing those very dangerous situations. And there are going to be instances where the aggressiveness of your centre-backs is going to work against you as well. This time around, you've got Shaw pressed on Ruta again, De Ligt on Welbeck, very aggressive positioning. The ball comes into Welbeck, one little touch around the corner, and he can get right on United's defensive line. Very dangerous opportunity for Brighton, We're just lucky Mbuemo's doing his defensive duties. But these are the risks you're going to have to take. Far too many times under Ten Hag and under Amorim, United have tried to press, but not really committed fully to it. Up against Brighton, we committed more to it, and it was a lot better. And this is the last one to really highlight the aggressiveness of United centre-backs, and this did lead to the third United goal. Luke Shaw, very quick in that instance, whenever the ball comes into that number 10 area. United win the ball back, and then Mbuemo can get United's third goal. These sort of high turnovers got United so many chances in this game. Again, on another day, Brighton could have scored one of the chances in the first sort of opening 20 minutes, and the game could have been different. But Amorim's setup on the day, being much more on the front foot, much more aggressive, is something that we've called for a long, long time now. So I just want that to keep continuing and us to keep on improving with it. Now on to the in-possession stuff, and we all know by now that United have resorted to kicking it long and fighting for second balls. We were doing it when Bayende was in goals, and now that Lamens has come in there, we just double down on it now. But we have become one of the best teams in the league at doing it under Amorim. And credit to him, the physical levels of this United team, who's one of the major things we talked about when Amorim came in. Over the course of the summer, it was clear United were working hard on it. And we are starting to reap the rewards of that now. And he's also positioning his team very well from the goal kicks in order to win those second balls as well. You can see from this instance here when Lamens is going to kick it long, the ball goes into Seshko, but you can see how many players United have in and around there in order to try and win that second ball back. You can see again from the pass map from United as well, how high up Casemiro and Fernandes are positioned. It doesn't help us in short build-up, having that centre-back pushing into midfield, but it does allow the pivot of Casemiro and Fernandes to push a little bit higher, to get in amongst Seshko on those second balls in order for United to win more of them than not. And we've seen over the course of the last few games, United are winning a lot more second balls now, and that is something that United are going to need to keep doing if we're going to keep playing this system. United do also have just very good attacking players. You get them in decent enough positions and you'll be fine. And Amorim has started to do that a lot more now. Sticking with Ahmed at wing-back has been really good to see, and the relationship with him and Mbuemo just gets better by the game. We saw Cunha have a license to move around and particularly get involved from deep against Brighton, which helps his skill set with that dribbling ability that he's got. At some stage, I do think United are going to have to mix in some build-up to go with those long balls, because I think if you are going to keep kicking it long that consistently, you are reducing the game to a little bit of chance sometimes. And you are allowing the opposition to come into the game if they do win a couple of those second balls. We saw up against Liverpool. It's great when you do win the second ball. We got the first goal because of it. But then, a little bit later on in the game, United could have easily given up a goal by kicking it long and losing that second ball then. So you are reducing the game down to a little bit of chance if you are kicking it long that consistently. And that's the moral of today's video. I can have my doubts about the sustainability of this approach, but it's all credit to Amorim for showing the adaptability from game to game. It's something that we've been calling for a very long time. It's far from perfect, but you compare it to last season and the even patches at the start of this season as well. It's absolutely night and day. We just need to keep seeing these improvements now week in, week out. And if we can, United have got the squad to go along with it that can really challenge at the top of the Premier League right now. We're not seeing a lot of quality at the top of the league. Teams like Bournemouth, Sunderland can be right up there. Have they got better squads than United? Far from it. United need to be at the top of this league right now. Not saying we need to be challenging for the title, but top 5 for me, easily in our reach.
Exciting!
There we are, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Credit to Amorim for showing the adaptability. Can we keep seeing it now? As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll catch you in the next one.